Okay, so I was informed that that the first few slides of this material, my sound didn't go through, so I'm going to make a short correction here. So, all right, so this chapter is going to cover unsaturated hydrocarbons, and unsaturated means is that, well, essentially that the carbons have, not all the carbons have single bonds. You have to have at least one double bond or at least a triple bond. We'll see in that. So unsaturated means so saturated means saturated with single bonds. Unsaturated means some of the bonds aren't single bonds. You may have heard about saturated and unsaturated fats, and the reason why they call it unsaturated and saturated fats is because there's some fats that have all single bonded carbons that we call saturated fats, and unsaturated fats are ones that have at least one double bond in them. So the first category of unsaturated hydrocarbons is called alkenes. They have at least one double bond. And we will go through naming them and two types of reactions that I want you to know about them. So let's go through naming them, and the way to name them is to find the longest continuous chain, just like we did with alkanes. But what you got to do is that since it has a double or triple bond, you will replace the ane with the ene or ine. And the numbering is going to be determined by where the double bond is, not by what gives you the lowest numbers. Alright, and this just tells you how to do that. So the first thing you do is find long chain, number where the double bond is, and then the alkyl groups, their numbering is determined by where the double bond is. Okay, and this just walks through that. Okay, so and also we'll talk about cis trans, but for right now we're going to leave them off the names, and we'll talk about that as individual set. All right, just go over a few of the alkanes to get started. This is the most basic alkene. Remember, alkenes have got to have a double bond carbon, so there's no such thing as a single bonded single carbon double bond. So first one is ene. Okay. And notice double bonds on carbon. This carbon has 1, 2, 3, 4. Also notice is that the shape around this guy is trigonal, so it has 3 connections. And no lone pairs, so it's going to be trigonal planar. So, and this one the same thing. So in alkanes, all the carbons are tetrahedral, but in alkenes, the double bonded carbons are going to be trigonal planar. This is propane, so this is a 3 carbons. So you can have a double bond here or a double bond here, and so again you can count up number of carbon bonds and see if they work. So this carbon has 4 bonds, this one has 4 bonds, 4 bonds. The shapes, this would be tetrahedral because it has 4 connections. This would be trigonal planar because it has 3 connections. And this would also be trigonal planar. Okay, butene. Okay, butene has 4 carbons. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the double bond comes after carbon number 1. Okay. Now, you make sure that you give the double bond its smallest number. So, so if you want left to right, it would be 3 butane. But we wanted to have this smallest number, so we go right to left. So 1 butene. There's another butene you can have, and that's where if you put it after number 2. Okay, so butene can have 2 structures. It could be 1 butene or 2 butene. They're 2 different structures. So this one's 2 because the double bond comes off the number 2. All right. This guy here is 3 heptene. So there's 7 carbons, double bond. So it's ene. So it's heptene, and the double bond comes off at number 3, going left to right. So 3. If you went the other direction, right to left, it'd be number 4, which is bigger, so I'm going to stick going left to right. And then this is where we the voice will start taking over. All right, I'll just go over this one. So this is the longest chain. Oops. Okay, so longest chain is right there. There's 2 methyls coming off, and there's a double bond. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this could be a heptene. All right, first of all, find out what a double bond. Don't worry about the side groups. So starting here would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it'll be coming after number 4, going this direction, comes off number 3. So I'm going to go from left to right. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so the methyl comes off at number 2. Well, first of all, the double bond comes off at number 3. And there's methyl coming off at number 2 and 5, so it's going to be 2, 5, dimethyl